Hi Aquarius, are you guys ready for the Age of Aquarius? Because it starts this Friday. First of all, let's take a look at these dice to see what kind of messages they bring, just as introductory messages. So we have Mercury first, coming through as our guiding planet. Mercury is currently in Cancer at this time. And then we have the messages dice. These don't really have meanings, but I interpret that as some form of communication. Then we have the number 9. Again, there's no suit attached to this, but it's a number 9. I know it looks like a 9 of spades, but there's no other option except spades for 9. And then we have the Queen, who's very important. And then I feel like there's an ace, which is causing a new beginning. So communication, very important around you at this time. There's a communication with a queen. This could also bring an ending and a beginning, maybe an ending that's necessary for a new beginning. So there's a transition phase towards a fresh start. Okay, so today I want to do several things with you guys. I wanted to show you the dice. Let me know how you like this. And then I'm going to do astrology, and then we'll do my classic spread with tarot. So I hope you are excited for this as much as I am. It's definitely an important full moon for you guys. If you've been feeling sort of down and out or feeling low energy, this full moon will definitely or hopefully perk you up. If not the full moon on Friday the 23rd, then Jupiter will enter into Aquarius on the 28th. And if that doesn't get your motor running, then the moon will again create a full moon with the sun on August 22nd, the last day of Leo season. So you're having a massive sequence of frequencies entering into your first house over the next month. And so this is bringing blessings to you. It is like in terms of activating Age of Aquarius frequencies, this is it. I know Age of Aquarius is a debatable topic, but it's easy to, how do you say, it's hard to deny the fact that there's a lot going on in Aquarius for the next several hundred years. And so, this is one of these moments that's coming up that's very significant. To add to this, when you're having a full moon in your first house, the solar energy is coming from the opposite side. So whenever there's a full moon in Aquarius, the sun is in Leo. So sun in Leo puts the sun in your 7th house. And this is a message for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Western Aquarius, or if you are a Vedic sidereal Aquarius up until the 6th degree, so 0 to 6. The reason you can't watch for Aquarius if you're all Aquarians, Vedic, sidereal, is because they're two different systems. They work sort of complementary, but one is based on the stars and one is based on the seasons. So the Western one I use is actually not based on stars, it's based on the seasons. And so therefore there's like a difference of perspective, right? But if you are 0 to 6 Aquarius sidereal Vedic, then you still become Aquarius 29 degrees in the Western system. So you still fall within the Western system. So welcome. So anyway, so for all of you Aquarians, sun, moon, and rising, I really wanted to clarify this before going into this next part. You have transits in your 7th house at this time, which is the house of partnership. So this first full moon on the 23rd will have the sun at the 7th house position in the 1st degree, and this is partnership things in some way really fueling who you are and helping to transform and motivate you. And then the second full moon that will happen on August 22nd will happen with the sun at 29 degrees of Leo and shine onto the moon at 29 degrees of Aquarius and kind of complete this activation. Now, this is not necessarily traditional astrology, but this is more like like geometric appreciation of astrology or the synchronicity of the different placements. So it's kind of like connecting, metaphysics with astrology a little bit. To add to this, so it's not like a typical astrology answer. I hope you don't mind. But it's a good one for you to know, so that's why I'm saying it. Jupiter moves into Aquarius also on the 28th, as I said. So there's this huge emphasis in your first house that's building over the next month. I think this transit is going to be like, how I was talking about Aldebaran for the last 2 months in Gemini. These transits in Aquarius are really powerful for Aquarius, so you're going to hear a lot about that. I'm just introducing them now. To add to this, speaking of Aldebaran, the North Node is still with Aldebaran, yay, which means that our focus and our clarity of vision is very good right now, and that is creating a trine to Saturn still, which is allowing us to look at the facts in our life and see what really matters. Those priority lists are very clear right now. We know what our priorities are, where to focus. Some of these things may be harsh, but as Aquarians are, you're very good with critical feedback. And so I think that this is like what the doctor ordered. Just looking back a little bit, Saturn went retrograde, a month ago or 2 months ago in Aquarius. And so at that point, this stress energy of Saturn in rulership in Aquarius turning retrograde, took its break on kind of really correcting everything in your life. And so now it's the time. So it's kind of like when Saturn is direct, it's correcting everything. It's pointing out all the mistakes. And when it's retrograde, it's kind of homework time. So you're left with all the information that you've recently received. And now you can work on everything you've heard. And this is stuff that you've heard about yourself. So this full moon in some way is gaining you a lot of understanding of who you are in the world and where you stand and what's important. And I think Saturn there is a huge complement to that energy. It really gives you an ability to see what matters and what doesn't. And that trining the North Node gives you crystal clear vision on what you actually need to do to get to where you want to be. And to add to that is it's up to you to take that information and do something with it. So you're getting this vision, look to your life, figure out what that vision is and apply it. And Jupiter's going to make you quite lucky for the rest of the year, right until December. It's going to make you quite lucky. I keep clicking, sorry. It makes you quite lucky till the end of the year towards certain changes and towards making that level up energy. And so the sun is in Leo for this full moon, and then it'll be in Leo for the second one. We just had a conjunction between Mars and Venus in your 7th house of partnership. There could be a lot happening for you in terms of relationships. Also, many Leos may be in some way taking huge steps towards different types of relationships and partnerships with people. And if you're single, then at this time you may, how do we say this? At this time you may understand yourself in relationships much better. So you may find out what type of relationship is really complementary to you, or what kind of relationship you should really leave behind, and all of these things. Also, to add to this, the Chiron is retrograde, and that's creating a sextile to Saturn in Aquarius. And that sextile in some way is allowing you to free up things to do with your childhood, such as wounds or conditioning that's not working in your favor. So there's a lot of opportunity to break apart the past. And remember, we had these dice and they both kind of pointed to communication. So it feels like this is the house of communication, the 3rd house. There's a great ability to kind of suss things out at this time about your past, about why things are the way they are in your life, why you are the way you are in your life, and possibly change some of those things if you ever feel inclined to. Now, Mercury is in the 6th house, which is a fairly busy position. For the full moon itself, it's not a huge aspect to the moon, but it's been forming a lot of very intense transits to other positions in the sky. Notably, right now, it's moving towards a perfect trine with Neptune, which gives us actually a lot more hope, a lot more altruism. And these two placements are currently in your money house and in your activity house. So I could see you being very proactive towards your community, towards like a bigger environment, towards other people. So yeah, it just looks as a very proactive, kind of hopeful month from July 23rd until August 22nd. There could be a lot of opportunity for you to change who you are, like in terms of your personality and so forth. And so there's a lot of like experiences that you may be having at this time that will motivate you for personal transformation and growth. So you also want to think about where your placements in Aquarius are, because definitely with this first full moon, because it's on the first degree or after the first degree, it will resonate much stronger if you have placements in Capricorn and Aquarius. And those of you who have Aquarius Pisces transits, your full moon, the big banger, is coming on the 29th. So figure out where your placements are, and that will significantly help you understand, how strong this energy is for you. Let's take a look at the cards, the tarot cards, and try to understand more about this. Look what I got right away. The Two of Cups. I don't know if you know this about me, but if I look on the bottom while I'm shuffling and I see like the cards there, then I recognize it, like I always tell you guys. So there's like a signs of love, signs of connection. North Node in the fifth house can be very romantic. Oh, look. Now you have the Nine of Pentacles, just a lot of financial opportunity. One thing I didn't mention about Neptune and Mercury here. Neptune's in your second house and Mercury's in the sixth house right now. With the right kind of set of circumstances, you could have financial windfalls or opportunities for financial windfall at this time, or like ideas that can take you places. So pay attention to your head, pay attention to your gut, pay attention to what matters, and get ready to do some transformation. Very, very wonderful energy. It's going to be huge. I'm understating it. Okay, so let's see your cards. Your first card is the Seven of Wands, which I think is Saturn in Leo. Okay, so standing up for yourself, defining who you are. And then we have the Page of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Somebody's bringing in new ideas towards you. And then we have the Sun in Gemini, the Ten of Swords. Let's see the next message. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. That's Moon in Taurus. I don't know all the cards, almost all of them. Then we have the Temperance card, Sagittarius. I didn't learn it like on purpose. I just kind of, Aries, Emperor, okay, at the center. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles, Venus and Virgo. The cards are showing me off. All the cards I know are showing up. And then we have Two of Wands. That's something in Aries. I think like Mercury in Aries, something in Aries. And then we have the Ace of Rods. It's just Aries energy. And then we have the Six of Swords. And I don't know what this is. Like something Saturn, maybe? And then we have the Four of Swords. Again, I don't know this one. I got to learn them all. So we have rest of a situation. Let me see. So definitely like a break in a situation, an improvement of circumstances. So here we have some new information coming through. There's someone who has remember we saw this 9 here in the dice, and we said that there's some kind of ending. Someone has a belief that was not based in reality, and that belief in some way is crumbling in on itself, and it's unhealthy while it continues because it is not based in reality. So it's maladaptive, it's not healthy, and the person who's experiencing it is suffering, and people around them are suffering. And so I think someone says something about that. Someone corrects this person and says new information is coming in, or there will be some type of communication of a compassionate nature that will point out to this person, hey, what you're thinking is not cool, man. So there's communication of some kind. Communication for you at this time is very important. This could be like someone dropping someone a hint. This could be a situation in which you are defending yourself against or around someone who is like holding a bad idea in their head. But this could also be you defending someone who is going through something while somebody else is challenging them. So you could be like, let's say your friend's going through a loss or some kind of suffering, and someone is putting the heat on them, like in some way, like really challenging them intellectually, most likely, because it's a sword. I could see you being very defensive over this person, protecting them, trying to shield them from this idea, from this nuisance. Something's intruding, and it could be not fully based in truth and reality. So the truth is definitely getting sussed out one way or the other. It's being clarified. But I'm not sure your position in all this, whether this is something around you or some of you, maybe this is something that's happening to you. But I feel like there's like an intrusive idea or thought that's being introduced to someone in a moment in which there is real endings going on, and something to do with like Saturn, something to do with an ending of what things are like. They're coming to a complete end. And that's good because they're supposed to end. It really felt as though something was like carrying on beyond what it should have been. And so, but there's this also like very protective energy over this Ten of Swords. So there needs to be like, how do you say, protection at this time, but it's also something that could be in itself like needs to end. It's two different kind of scenarios. One in which someone who's really in a difficult spot is being protected, and the other one is in a situation in which something is done, but has been sort of carrying on despite the fact that it's over. There's new information coming in to free it, to clarify, to eradicate the conflict. So we have at the center the Emperor. This can represent the husband, or it can represent a company that you are a part of. I felt like there was something going on at work. So for many of you, this could be work related, but I feel like your position in the situation is very strong. This can also represent Aries, the sign of Aries, sun, moon, and rising. I feel as though you're moving past the situation. You could be closing the door in work with a company that's not, like, it would be a new company, like a startup, that's having some kind of a aggressive moment or is being aggressive in some way. And I think that the Emperor is signaling that it's become bothersome, or it's not producing what it said it would. And so you're carrying forward in this new direction, definitely moving on. You have the Nine of Pentacles, which is Venus and Virgo. Your position at this time is financially very secure. I could see you moving on to a new job, new opportunities. I don't think you're worried about it. I think the stress is very much behind you in this situation. A situation is dead and done. It's really buried at this point, and I don't mean to trigger anyone with experiencing like a real loss, like somebody has passed away. If that's the case, then I'm sorry for your loss, but there's a situation that is completely finalized. But then here there is this moving on frequency towards financial success, reciprocation. You're in good company, and I think it's, if you are leaving something behind, it's not very difficult to do so. You're moving on to something that you're living with a very peaceful mind about it. You have a calm mind and a calm perspective. There could be a Sagittarius around you that's being very active at this time. Sagittarius is your 11th house of friendship. And so there could be, key Sagittarian people coming through with good frequency, bringing some kind of harmony and healing into your life, and in some way kind of triggering for you a new perspective on things. I think you're looking out for new opportunities at this time. You've gotten through something. This feels like, if you have like a shop and it's a supplier and you got supplied things that were low quality and you're not happy with them, that's what it feels like. And you're moving on from a supplier that's like low quality, not good products. I could see something on that level, nothing much greater than that. If it's not a store, it could be a person, an employee that's not doing their job, or somebody who's been kind of not doing a good job. And I think that in some way you've been defending yourself from this energy, but it's by no means dramatic, huge, over the top. It's just something in your life that is leaving. It's a small thing, and you are not bothered by it because around you is so much success. It's like an easy solution. Like, you're not losing sleep over this at all. And so on this end, I feel like you're on the lookout for new opportunities, or a friend of yours is on the lookout looking for a new opportunity for you. You're hoping to find like the next big windfall. You're looking to like hit it big, like home run, Ace of Pentacles. It's like a bat, So in some way you're moving forward, and it's very well dignified. It's a very well situation. We have an ace here as well. So we have like a lot of aces indicating a new beginning. And I think that you've held your own in the situation, and now you can carry on. Okay, so Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it gives you some food for thought for the full moon. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back with more soon, and I'll talk to you later. There's a collective message here at the end. You can do the click through or in the comments if I do it. If it's not there, then watch whatever is. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.